Welcome to the Full-Time FBA Show. In each episode, it's our goal to help you turn part-time hours into a full-time income selling almost anything on Amazon. And now, your hosts of the show, Stephen and Rebecca Smotherman.
Welcome to episode number 237 of the Full-Time FBA Show. Today, we're going to talk about what is stopping you from making a full-time income on Amazon. And to talk through this with me is my wife and co-host and business partner and best friend, and I can go on. Rebecca, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. That's a long list of qualifications to our relationship. I don't know how to say it, but yeah.
But guess what? You know what? We know what it's like to make a full-time income on Amazon, and we know what stops people from doing that. So we're going to talk about it today on the Full-Time FBA Show.
Here at Full-Time FBA, we know that some, maybe not all, but maybe most of our listeners have the goal of eventually making a full-time income selling on Amazon. Others of you who are listening are simply fine with keeping your Amazon business as a side hustle, and you're good with any extra income you can bring in from your efforts of selling on Amazon. And no matter which group you're in, today will help you overcome some of the circumstances you're experiencing that are causing you to make less money than you could possibly make as an Amazon seller in the right circumstances. Stephen, let's jump right into this. What's stopping some people who are not yet making a full-time income on Amazon?
Okay, so there's a few main reasons that most Amazon sellers are not making a full-time income on Amazon. First one that I'm going to mention, just to get it out of the way, is that it's not your goal to make a full-time income via Amazon. If it's not a goal for you, then most likely it's not going to accidentally happen where you start pulling in a full-time income. And now there's two main reasons why some Amazon sellers don't have the goal of a full-time income. The first is because they don't want to, and that's fine. There's many legit reasons why some sellers actually want to limit their income on Amazon. But the second reason why they don't have the goal of making a full-time income selling on Amazon is because they don't actually think it's possible. And we're here to tell you that making a full-time income on Amazon is possible. But if you don't believe that, then you're probably not going to make it a goal of yours to try and achieve something that you don't actually think is possible to obtain. Again, you're not going to accidentally make a full-time income on Amazon without making that your goal and without following a proven path toward making that full-time income. So today's podcast is not centrally focused on goal setting. You know, if you're interested in that, you can go check out some previous episodes 64, episodes 221 exactly, to hear some of our teachings on setting achievable goals as an Amazon seller. You can find those fulltimefba.com/64 or fulltimefba.com/221.
Okay, if one of the big reasons that someone is not currently making a full-time income on Amazon is because they don't have making a full-time income as their goal, and if a big reason they don't have that goal is because they don't think it's actually possible, then is there another reason they might not have the goal of making a full-time income on Amazon? Yes, some current or potential Amazon sellers are not focusing on the goal of making a full-time income because they think they don't have enough time to actually accomplish the goal. And they think there's no way to make a full-time income unless they are putting in full-time hours, which makes sense at first, until you remember that the tagline of our platform, Full-Time FBA, is turn part-time hours into a full-time income with Amazon FBA. So yes, we know that it is very possible to bring in a full-time income with only working part-time hours. That's what we do, and it's what we've done for years. In the 14 years of selling on Amazon, over 336 months, there have only been about 6 months that we have not pulled in a full-time income from Amazon, and all of that was from working part-time hours. So I'll say it again, we don't put in full-time hours on our Amazon business, and it's still possible to bring in a full-time income. So you might be saying, well, that's nice for you. You and your husband both work the Amazon business, so I bet your Amazon hours and Steven's hours add up to at least 40 hours a week. No, not even if you added it up. Even if you add up my weekly hours that I spend on Amazon and Steven's hours, it's still nowhere near what would be considered a full-time workload.
Okay, so let's say you believe it's possible for someone to make a full-time income on Amazon, and you believe that you have enough time to make a full-time income with part-time hours, but you're still not bringing in that full-time income yet. Then what's the biggest reason you're not making that full-time income yet? It's this, the next most popular excuse people give, because I'm just going to label it what it is. It's an excuse, is that you don't have enough money to bring in a full-time income right now. And on the surface, again, that makes sense because it's true. You do need a certain amount of liquid capital in order to sell enough inventory to bring in that full-time income. Well, if this is true for you right now, just know that it doesn't always have to be this way. Yes, you might not have enough capital right now, but that doesn't mean that it's always going to be that way. For example, we coach people through our full-time FBA coaching program, the smart strategies on how you can resell items on Amazon as a beginner, how to upgrade your inventory, and ways to start pulling in a full-time income. In fact, our coaching program is a 12-month-long coaching commitment, and it's a 12-month experience for a reason. We feel confident that we can help you start making a full-time income by the time that 12-month coaching program has been completed. Yes, there's multiple ways to start off with low amounts of capital, low amounts of income, and ways to work your way up to making a full-time income with Amazon. We'd love to show you how. If you're interested, check out our coaching program. You can go to fulltimefba.com/coaching.
Okay, let's get back into the topic of the reasons why you are not making a full-time income right now on Amazon. In fact, the rest of this podcast, we're going to walk you through at a much faster pace. I don't know if we can handle any faster than we're already going. We're talking pretty fast. The reasons that some Amazon sellers are not currently pulling in a full-time income. In fact, each one of these reasons might already be the topic of a previous podcast episode that we've done, or it could turn into a full podcast episode someday in the future. So let's get into a speed round of reasons you're not pulling in a full-time income selling on Amazon right now.
And let me say, don't let these reasons be a discouragement for you. If you hear these reasons and think to yourself, Stephen, most, if not all of these reasons fit my current situation and mindset about the reality or the impossibility of making a full-time income selling on Amazon. So just know this, all of these examples are why people are not able to make a full-time income on Amazon. All of them can be overcome. They can be fixed. They can be conquered. And the reality of making a full-time income selling on Amazon can totally be achieved. Okay, let's start with that speed round.
Okay, I don't know if I completely agree or consent to this speed round because I feel like you're wanting me to talk like an auctioneer or something. Is that the kind of speed round that you're getting at?
I dare you, Rebecca.
How dare you?
I know, I'm just kidding. You know I'm kidding.
Yeah, you better be. Okay. I'm not doing a speed round. We'll do can we call it a lightning round so that I can just use my normal voice? Okay. Reasons why some people are not bringing in a full-time income.
Okay. So another reason full-time income with Amazon seems impossible right now might be because the Amazon seller is doing almost everything in their Amazon business. I mean, here's the deal. The more you outsource in your Amazon business, the more possible it is of making a full-time income. And if you want to know more about outsourcing, we've talked about it plenty of times on our podcast. You can check on episode 10 or check on episode 199 to get you started. And the summary of those episodes is basically this. Only do what only you can do and outsource the rest. And that's actually possible. And it's amazing when done right. You free up so much time to be able to work on the most important things and have a kind of income from Amazon that becomes a full-time income.
Another reason is because the Amazon seller is more focused on learning all they can and they're not taking any action on their Amazon business. Learning is great. I love learning. But without any action, nothing is going to get accomplished with all that learning that you're doing. So that's why we remind you during the podcast outro statement, quote, take action on what you've learned today, end quote. It's also why we remind you that if you're binging these episodes, while we're very thankful for that and we're glad that you're enjoying them, don't forget to actually do something with what you're learning here.
Another reason you might not be making a full-time income yet is this. You're spending too much of your profits on rewarding yourself. I mean, I'm not saying never reward yourself, but one of the best ways to gain real momentum in your Amazon business is to reinvest as much of your profits back into your business. That will help you grow faster and use your profits to help you get more inventory to sell or invest in more tools that will help save you time in your business. Yes, rewarding yourself from time to time, that's important. But again, the more you reinvest in your business, the faster a full-time income becomes a reality.
And then one final reason that we'll discuss today that you're not making a full-time income yet is because you keep getting distracted with a different idea or a different plan for how to make a full-time income. Here's the honest truth. Selling on Amazon can bring you a full-time income, but it's not super easy, and it will require hard work and a focused mindset. But almost any plan for a full-time income is going to have awesome times and hard times. So how you finally make that full-time income comes with a commitment to a plan to make it a reality. If you keep getting distracted with a brand new different plan and you keep starting over again and again, you're going to get tired of starting over and you're going to get to a point where you just give up. So now we would love to help you and show you exactly what it takes to make a full-time income selling on Amazon. So if you're tired of starting over and you want to partner in your journey toward making a full-time income selling on Amazon, then check out our coaching program. Again, it's a 12-month-long coaching process where we can take you from the beginning stages of starting your Amazon business to where you're pulling in a full-time income consistently via selling on Amazon. And we invite you to join us there. You can do that at fulltimefba.com/coaching to find out about our 12-month coaching commitment. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of the Full-Time FBA Show. We are so glad that you joined us. And as always, you can find the show notes and any of the links that were mentioned in this episode at fulltimefba.com/237 because this is episode number 237.
And next week on the podcast, we're going to be talking about, is selling on Amazon FBA passive income? We're going to have some interesting conversations about that next week on the Full-Time FBA Show.
That's all for this episode of the Full-Time FBA Show. So head over to fulltimefba.com/podcast, where you'll find the show notes and links from this episode. While you're there, subscribe to our newsletter where you'll get several free downloads of our popular and helpful Amazon FBA resources. Now, take action on what you've learned today so you can find success at turning part-time hours into a full-time income with Amazon FBA.